Hello! Welcome to our Japan itinerary from the 30th of June 2025 to the 5th of July. So before we get into it, ito yung mga general travel tips muna before we go to Japan. So just so you know, so that we don't get inconvenienced later. So because we're going sa June, July po, it will be summer sa Japan. So ang hot and humid na. So we need to bring a fan. We need to bring breezy sun protective clothing, bring a water bottle, maybe even two, and if you want, we can also bring some cooling items like ice towels. So generally, what you would use to keep cool sa Pinas, you would do the same in Japan. So kasi similar climates po. Second thing, sa Japan, walang masyadong mga bins. So we need to bring a plastic bag for ourselves to collect our rubbish. We can do it like individually, or we can have like a big one and then one of us can carry, but it's up to you. And another thing, kasi in Japan, walang masyadong public seating, which is a bit of a flaw. So we need to keep in mind because I have tried to keep them walking to a minimum, pero there will be times na we need to keep walking. So we might need to sit down and rest talaga. So we need to bring good walking shoes or even a camping chair. I've seen videos of people bringing camping chairs sa Japan. And that's perfectly fine if you want to have a rest. Getting around Japan, in terms of language, most cities, especially sa Tokyo at Osaka, they're friendly with English. Like there are some stores that can speak English, but we still need to be accommodating in that not all Japanese people can speak English. So we need to keep in mind Google Translate, tapos Google Maps as well for travel. Kasi sa Google Maps, there is an option to see the public transport times. Kasi Japan has very strict public transport schedules. So you will see the fare cost, tapos the times, and when it will depart and when will it arrive. So that's very good. So if you have those two apps, Google Maps and Google Translate, I want you to download those sa phone mo. In terms of traveling around Japan, we will be relying on the Tokyo and Osaka subway stations. So first, we need to purchase a Suica card for easy subway access. We can get this Japan when we get to Japan. We apply to it either at the airport or at one of the subway stations, and it will just look like this little green card that you can see there. So that will just give us some easier access to the train lines around the local city. But when we're traveling between cities, then we have to purchase the Japan Rail Pass. So this is what will give us access to the bullet train that travels from Tokyo to Osaka and vice versa. And once we're in Osaka, we also need to purchase the Osaka Amazing Pass. This will give us access to discounted entrance fees to Osaka. So, for example, shops and tourist attractions. And also, it will give us free river cruise. Okay, so let's get into our itinerary na po. As I've listed here, our priorities are the scenic attractions, the good food, and if we can get to it, the minimal walking. The next one is that there are lots of public transport around, but ultimately we do need to do a bit of walking. So I try to keep it at a minimum po. Pero I can't guarantee that we will always be walking free. So just keep that in mind. And I also highlighted this to remember that ito yung itinerary pero hindi eksaktong-eksakto. It doesn't have to be followed to the T. We always have a leeway, like a breathing room in between, and if we don't do something on one day, that's fine. We can move it to another day or we can do something else. And it's our first time in Japan talaga. So even though I've tried to do the most research that I can be wrong in some things and some things might not just happen. So let's just focus talaga on having a good time. Okay, day one. So ito yung sa Tokyo. This is when we're arriving at the Narita airport sa Tokyo from the Philippines. So we need to just settle down muna. We won't jump into the big things muna, pero we will just try and settle down into our accommodation and see what's around. So first, in the morning, we will go to Narita Airport and we will get accommodation near Ueno Station. So I want you to remember Ueno Station. That is our main hub. That is where our accommodation is nearby. In the afternoon, once we've settled down in our accommodation near Ueno Station, we can explore the surroundings. So just nearby is Ueno Park. And then there's also Amayoko Shopping Street and the Tokyo National Museum. Then in the evening, we can explore if we have the energy to at either Akihabara District or Ginza District. So ito yung Narita Airport. We will either be landing in Terminal 1 or Terminal 2. I believe that it depends on where what the flight is going to, but I will update you later on that. So we will land in the international part of our terminals, and from there we will catch the train because there's a direct line of from the airport train on the Keisei Mainline Limited Express. Don't worry about the names, just worry about the destination. So we're traveling from the airport to Keisei Ueno Station. This is a longer travel, so I put here around 1 hour or 20 minutes travel time. So just keep that in mind. And then we will have a hotel check-in at Ueno. So once we settle into our accommodation po, we will be in the Ueno area. In Ueno, we can see many things. So ito muna yung Ueno Park. This is right next to our hotel. In fact, if we get a good room, our hotel directly overlooks this park. And as you can see, ang sobrang ganda, no? So it will be very less crowded in the summertime. Ueno Park is known for its cherry blossoms in the spring, where now it's summer, so it will be less crowded overall. So we can have a leisurely stroll there. We can even have a boat ride on the Shinomazu Pond. That just costs some payment. Next to Ueno Park is the Ameoko Shopping Street, which is open from 10 until 8 p.m. It's a street market that has traditional snack shops and eateries, so we can get some taste of Japan. And finally, there's Tokyo National Museum, which is right next to Ueno Park as well. So this is a place to cool down kasi mainit na. So if we need to have a cool down, we can go here. And it's also rich with historical Japanese art collections then, so if you're interested in that. Once we settled into our surroundings and we've explored what we have to offer, we can go and explore further out in Tokyo. So we have two options here. I'm not going to do both of them because it will take up too much time. So we can choose either one or the other. So our first option is Akihabara District. So to get here, we just need to catch the train from Ueno to Akihabara. This is basically a haven for anime, manga, and video games. So if you're very much interested in like Pokemon and things like that, especially for the kids, this will be a very good destination. It has themed cafes and restaurants. So because it's all about games and anime and manga, it will all of the food places there will be centered around those as well. And there's also a Sanrio shop if you're interested. Or we can take the Ginza district. We from Ueno, we can also take the Ginza line, so going to Ginza station. This is basically the rich part of Tokyo. It is famous for its sushi, its international cuisine, its restaurants. It's also got lots of luxury shopping and designer boutiques, and it has the biggest shopping mall in Tokyo, being the Ginza 6. Welcome to day two of Tokyo. First, we're going to focus on the culture today. So we are going to discover the ancient history of Japan and also its modern history. So in the morning, we will explore Meiji Shrine and Yoyogi Park. In the afternoon, we will go to the Harajuku district. And in the evening, we will go to either two options, Shibuya Crossing or Shinjuku district. So in the morning, it's more focused on the historical side, as you can see in the temples here. And in the afternoon and evening, it's more focused on the modern days of Japan. In the morning, we are going to catch the Yamanote line, which goes from Ueno Station, which is where we're staying, over to Harajuku Station. Now, the Meiji Shrine is Japan's most famous Shinto shrine. So, if you've seen these little temple buildings here, that's called the Shinto shrine, and the Meiji Shrine is basically the biggest and the most famous one of them all. It has free admissions, which is great, and if you want to pay a little bit extra, we can partake and watch a traditional ritual that is being performed there. And then afterwards, we can go calm down in Yoyogi Park. So it's a very tranquil forested park that's right next to Meiji Shrine, and it's great to rest after we've done lots of walking around. So afternoon, we are going to Harajuku District. So this is right next to Meiji Shrine, so we can just walk there. It is considered the fashionable capital of the Japan. It has lots of shops and restaurants, and it's very emblematic of modern Japanese culture. In it is Takeshita Shopping District. It's famous for its street food like the crepes, the giant fairy floss, or cotton candy, as the Americans would call it. So this will be a place that I think the kids especially would like, and that the adults can sit down and enjoy too. It's also known for its clothes and souvenirs. So if you want to bring something home with you, you can buy it here as well. Now, I do want to mention that this place can be especially crowded because it's summer. We don't expect it to be too crowded, but we still need to keep in mind this so that. But also, we're also going on a weekday, so it won't be too bad. But just something to keep in mind. In the evening, we have two options, either Shibuya Crossing or Shinjuku District, which has the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building. Now, getting into Shibuya Crossing first, I'm sure you've seen this before. It's the busiest pedestrian crossing in the world. So as you see there, there's lots of people walking around. It is surrounded with restaurants, so we can both explore the general area and also have some dinner there. And as I mentioned before, it is crowded. So if we don't want something as crowded, we could go with the second option, being Tokyo Metropolitan. Mm. It is located in the Shinjuku district. I need to mention that both of these we do need to catch trains for. So in the Tokyo Metropolitan, it does sound a bit boring, but it does offer one of the best views over Tokyo. So if we want a free observation deck, we can go there. And it's also nearby Shinjuku Central Park. So if we want to have something to eat and just rest, we can go there as well. Okay, so this is day three. We have some very busy days, and I'm sure you're very tired. Your feet are killing you, and then we're going to rest. So we're gonna just focus on resting and recuperating for today. Pero if you feel like we have enough energy to go on for the rest of the day, we could either go back to Ueno Park next door. We could explore Ueno Station surroundings. So this is all just nearby. We can try out the shops and restaurants that are available. Or if we want to catch a 5-minute train ride, we can go to Asakusa District. This contains the Sensoji Temple and the Nakamise Shopping Street. So if we want to visit like another temple that looks pretty cool, we can go here as well. Okay, day four. So we've explored around Tokyo a lot, so now we're going to Osaka. So we're gonna travel by bullet train and take in the scenic views. In the morning, we're gonna catch the bullet train, also known as the Shinkansen, to Osaka, and we're gonna get our accommodation near Namba Station. In the afternoon, we're going to explore the Dotonbori district, and in the evening, we're going to explore some shopping and get on a river cruise. In the morning, we are going to catch the Utsunomiya line, goes from Ueno Station to Tokyo Station, and from there we can catch the Shinkansen, or the bullet train, to Osaka. So we're going to travel on this line, from Tokyo Station to Osaka Station. This will take about 2 hours 30 minutes of travel time, so it is fast, but it's not so fast that we get there instantaneously. So just keep that in mind. And we're going to use our Japan Rail Pass that I mentioned before to offer discounted costs. There is free Wi-Fi on the train. There's 5 seats on a row, so that should fit most of us. And it even passes by Mount Fuji. So if we sit on the right place, we can see Mount Fuji as we pass by. Now we're gonna reach our hotel. We're gonna stay over at Dotonbori, which is near Namba Station. We're gonna catch this train from Shinosaka. This is where our bullet train landed. We're gonna catch the train from there to Namba Station, and then we're gonna make our way to our hotel. In the afternoon, we're gonna just rest and recuperate, and afterwards, we're gonna go explore Dotonbori district. This is right next to our hotel. This is why I chose that hotel ideally. And we're gonna use the Osaka Amazing Pass. This will give us discounts to many shops, and we will even get free public transport around the city. Dotonbori district is Osaka's food and an entertainment hub, home to the takoyaki, which is the octopus balls, and okonomiyaki, which is savory pancake. It even features the famous Running Man sign. So this is a very famous photo op spot. So if you want to take any tourist photos, then this is the place. In Osaka, there's a famous saying, sorry, let me pronounce this right. Kuidaore, eat so much that you go bankrupt. So evening, we're gonna explore Shinsaibashi Shopping Street. This is right next to Dotonbori, it's not much of a walk. It has many high-end boutiques, lots of luxury shopping, and it's in an open area street mall. So we can do lots of high-end winter shopping if we desire. And then afterwards, we're gonna catch a river cruise. This is just a little river cruise, about I think 20 minutes, that goes around the entirety of Dotonbori in Osaka. And as you can see there, it's surrounded with lots of buildings and lots of LED lights, so which is pretty cool. We use our Osaka Amazing Pass that I mentioned earlier, so we can get a discounted, or I'm pretty sure it's free this time, so free river cruise. This one goes up to 9 p.m. and the cruises depart every 30 minutes. So I'm thinking we should go maybe around like 7 or 8. Welcome to day 5. We are now exploring Osaka. We're going to take in the city's history and culture just as we did in Tokyo. So in the morning, we're going to go to Osaka Castle, its museum and its park. And then in the afternoon, we're going to explore its temple, Shitenoji Temple. Or we can also explore the Umeda Sky Building. And in the evening, we're going to catch the bullet train back to Tokyo. Our first stop is Osaka Castle, which is one of the most important buildings in Japanese history, so it's important that we go there. We're gonna catch the train from Namba Station all the way to Tanimachi for Chome. So just ignore all that. I'm gonna figure it out, so don't worry about how complicated it looks, but it's pretty straightforward. In the museum, we could explore either the museum, the castle, or the park. So the museum, there's two of them, and we could either go to the main one inside or the Toyotomi Stonewall Museum, which has the historical artifacts of the real castle. And then the park next door is one of the biggest parks in Japan, from what I've heard. It's a massive garden space with lots of trees and greenery, and it's perfect to rest after we've done lots of walking. In the afternoon, we have two options. So we could either go to Shitenoji Temple or Umeda Sky Building. Shitenoji Temple is just on the Tanimachi line, so we can just catch the train from there. It's one of Japan's oldest temples, and it's got beautiful Buddhist-inspired gardens. So it's a nice place to walk around and just get relaxed. Or if we want some good photo ops, we could go to Umeda Sky Building. So as you can see here, it's a floating garden observatory. It has 360-degree views of the entire city of Osaka, and it's especially beautiful during the sunset time. And then in the evening, we're going to finish up, we're going to pack up, and we're going to return on the bullet train to Tokyo. So we're going to travel on the Tokaido Shinkansen line. This will also take about 2 hours 30 minutes of travel time, and then we're going to return to our accommodation. Now tomorrow, day 6, is our final day. We're going to get ready to pack and leave for tomorrow morning. See you later, Japan. This is day 6, and we're getting ready to leave. We're gonna return on the train back. So if we remember the train line, it's from Keisei Ueno Station to the airport terminal station, and we arrive at Narita Airport. It should only take us 1 hour 15 minutes of travel time. So if our flight is in the morning, then we need to catch the train at about, like, I'd say 4 hours before, just to be safe. But anytime before that is fine as well. Otherwise, if we have any more opportunities, we'll just buy all of our souvenirs and we can go and have a nice time. Now, ideally, this presentation was meant for like a live audience, pero wala na ganyan. So, if you have any questions, just send it to family group chat, and me or Dad, Vincent, sorry, will try and answer them in due time. I tried to make things clear, but at the same time, I made it a bit vague just to make it so our itinerary isn't so restricting, and we can do it like a free flow style as well, if you know what I mean. So if you have any questions, just put it to family group chat. All right, thank you for listening. Hope you have a nice day and hope you're excited for Japan.